Introducing the King of Casino and his team of poker faces. The lower your odds of surviving, the higher your stakes in dealing more damage. Hello everyone, this is Shinobi once again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. And a warm welcome to all of my 460 Awaken Chaos Era subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you are watching this video or you have not subscribed to this channel, please like my video. Smash that like button, share the video if possible, but certainly subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the 3 new heroes that has been introduced by Ace. The first one is obviously a legendary hero, and he is in, not Travelers, Visitors by Sea. Okay. When I looked at this video, I was like literally laughing. Oh my gosh, you said King of Casino and he's literally going to war with his treasure chest. Awesome. Okay, the graphics are awesome, but yeah, a possum with a treasure chest. It looks quite funny, but I hope his skills are just not so funny, okay? Let's hope that he deals very good damage. I would like a really good skilled up hero, and if he's going to look like that at war and still deal a lot of damage, the joke's on the enemy, okay? Right, so his trait Annihilation. 4 rows increases all team members' damage dealt against enemies below 50% by 30%. That's an automatic crit damage up without any buffs. Okay, I like that. I like that trait, but it's only for heroes below 50%. Okay, but if he's ascended, he launches a joint attack with the special ability. So yeah, awesome. His trait is awesome. It's directly increasing the damage on the enemy, which is great. And it doesn't say that it's against bosses or not. So it's obviously against bosses as well. So it doesn't matter who you are against, you'll automatically deal that additional 30% damage. That's his aura. That's great. I like it. I like that trait. It's awesome. Okay, now you are worth that treasure chest. Okay, so let's look at his basic. He deals 110% damage to one enemy and applies attack down for 1 round. Okay, that's a pretty generic basic. It's not a really great basic per se, but still he deals 100% damage without any masteries on him. That's great. And he's also dealing attack down. Okay, his base stat S tier attack 1560 attack. That's an awesome attack stat. Okay, that's really the higher end, much better than any of those Attack on Titan heroes. So I think like he's going to deal a lot of damage, so you're not going to give him a lot of focus. If he's dealing other debuffs, of course you can give him focus as well, so his attack down is not going to be that important. So you will be concentrating more on his damage as he has got such high base attack. And 115 speed is pretty low, health is low, defense is low. I would have wished that, you know, like the speed was at least at the higher level, like at 120, at least at 8 tier speed. That would have been much better for him as far as base stats are concerned. So his special, which he will use as a joint attack if he's ascended. So he deals 110% damage to one enemy. Gosh, why only a single target hero? With such high attack, he should have been an AoE one. Anyways, he deals 110% damage to one enemy and heals the team member with the lowest health for 50% of the damage dealt. Damage scales with enemies' lost health. That's awesome. Again, a very good special. Okay, even though it's only single target, it's going to be really good if you want to nuke someone. If this is going to scale with the enemy's lost health and deals 110% damage, heals the team member with the lowest health, so the more damage he deals, the more the heal is. So Yeah, this is really good special as well, but the only problem is it is a single target one. Okay, again a single target one. I would have preferred a multi-target one. Okay, I would certainly have preferred a multi-target one. At least 2 or 3 enemies. But yeah, anyways, let's look at the ultimate and see. Deals 200% damage to one enemy and applies increased damage taken to them for 3 turns. Damage, oh, that's 3 turns. Oh my gosh, and this is on a 3-turn cooldown. Okay, so that's with the mastery. Okay, so it's with the mastery that it is on 3-turn cooldown. Without mastery, it's going to be 4-turn cooldown. Okay, but still, for 3 turns, increased damage taken, that's awesome. Damage scales with the enemy's lost health. Again, the same thing as in special. If the enemy's health is below 50%, doubles the lost health based damage. Okay, and then applies increased damage taken to the enemy for 3 turns. So those who are already below 50% of health is going to get twice the base health based damage. Okay, so if he was supposed to deal a damage of 1000 if the enemy was at 60% health, then at 49% health he would be dealing 2000 plus whatever the difference is for the lost health damage based on, from 60 to 49, whatever the health based difference damage is there, he's going to deal that much, and that to double that. So he's going to deal, if he was dealing 1000 damage before 50%, he would be dealing more than 2200 damage. That's awesome. Okay, so he's just going to nuke somebody, and if that person is still alive, he's going to take increased damage taken too. Very good at Void Tower Hard. I'm telling you, very good at Void Tower Hard as a single target damage dealer. But this current rotation is for AoE damage dealers. So I hope another rotation comes in that is concentrating more on single damage dealers. Anyway, so his ultimate is awesome. Increased damage taken too. Great debuff. Special is also great. The aura is also very good, with everybody being able to, all team members are able to deal extra 30% damage if the enemy's health is below 50%. All these abilities are, I think, like really awesome, really cool. I will have to test him out to see how good he can come in team composition, but then he's only available in limited summons, so it's not going to happen anytime soon, unless he's the king of casino and gives me that RNG. Okay, so we will look at the next hero, which are 2 epic heroes, and we will go and discuss what their skills are. Okay, the second epic is in Laser. So that's Timmons. Okay, I hope he doesn't act like Timon in The Lion King. Okay, so Timmons here. His stats look not so good. A tier attack, B tier health, C tier defense. He looks like completely covered in armor, and his defense is C tier. That's not what I expected from him. 106 speed, of course, as an armored person he should be slow, but defense, come on. The look should match the stat. Anyways, so what is his trait? The Gallant Assault. When an ally attacks an elite or boss, and there are more than 3 enemies alive, Timmons launches a bonus attack with the ultimate ability. That looks so much like, Fire Dungeon, Ash Magisteria. That looks so much like Ash Magisteria. So if an ally attacks an elite or boss, what does it mean by elite? Oh, that's in any of the dungeons. It can be in any of the dungeons. The elites, like in Ash Magisteria, in Queen of Tides, in Tulpa, you do have elite heroes there in Hell stages. So if an ally attacks an elite or boss, and there are 3 other enemies alive, Timmons launches a bonus attack with the ultimate ability. And if he's ascended, So Timon's damage against enemies at an elemental advantage is increased by 30%. Fire Dungeon, Ash Magisteria. He's at elemental advantage. Yes, Ash Magisteria. Is he going to be like Natalia? I don't know. We'll have to look at his ultimate to see what it is. But first, let's look at his basic. The only sad part is his attack is A tier. With such wonderful ability, we need his attack to be at S tier, because in Ace all damage is based on attack unless otherwise specified. But even then it scales more on attack. Right, so his basic ability deals 100% damage, 110 with masteries to one enemy and gains attack up for 1 turn. Okay, it's basic attack. Okay. He's an epic hero. Okay, that's fine. So his special Rotting Rust deals 200% damage to an enemy and applies attack down and defense down for 2 turns, and this is on a 3-turn cooldown. Now that's interesting. Okay, so we'll have to debate whether we will build him on a focus base or on an attack base. Pretty interesting skill over here, special. Attack down and defense down, both of them, but only to an enemy. Jonathan can place the same thing on everybody. His ultimate is, of course, it is on his ultimate, but it is AoE. And if you're expecting him to deal damage based on the number of enemies alive, I think like this should have been, if this was an AoE, he would have been an absolutely beast in Ash Magisteria. Okay. What about his ultimate? It deals 110% damage to all enemy. Damage is reduced by 30% per additional cast within the same round, capped at 3 stacks. Alright, so when an ally attacks a boss or an elite, he's going to do this ultimate, okay, where he's going to deal this damage to all enemies. So you go in, bring in your Jonathan to place the decreased defense and attack down on the Ash Magisteria and the minions. He goes in and deals 110% damage to everybody. And then somebody else goes and does their attack on the boss. He goes in again and deals 80% damage on everybody. And then somebody else, the third person, goes in and attacks. He then goes in and deals 50% damage on everybody. By that time, all the minions are dead. I like this skill. Okay, of course it is reducing down, so his minimum damage would be capped at 50% because it is only capped at 3 stacks, right? So it's going to be 50%, or I don't know if he's only allowed to do that 3 times, but then there are only 4 allies, so I think 3 times is more than sufficient. All right, yeah, so I think like we can do some speed runs. We will have to test him. I don't know if I'm going to get him or not, but I think we can test him and see if there can be some Ash Magisteria speedruns without having Shane in the team. That will be very interesting. So I would think like I would use him instead of Opal. If I get him, I'll certainly be using him instead of Opal, and I should be getting some faster runs based on his skill alone, okay? Because this ultimate and his trait just synergizes so much with Ash Magisteria. I like that synergy of the skill. Okay, we'll have to test out to see how much of damage he's going to deal. That's because his base attack is so low. All right, but then he's going to deal that damage 3 times, and so I think at least the minions should be dead by that time. All right, so let's look at the last epic. So the last epic is in Sylvan Woodland, and that is our beautiful sacred Winstrex. Okay, so yeah, she's just the divine version of Winstrix. All right, let's look at how she differs from the normal Winstrix. So at the start of the wave, that is her trait. Okay, before I go there, I should be speaking about her stats. So her Speed is 127, quite good for an epic 8 year. Let's just look at Winstrex's stats. What is her what is her base speed? It is 133, so she's much lower than Winstrex. Now 5 speed is a lot of 6 speed is a lot of speed when it comes to the overall speed for a hero in the game. So 6 speed is a massive difference when it comes to the end speed that you can get from gear and everything. So she's much lower than Winstrex. She's got an 8 year health. She's got a B tier defense, a lower end of B tier defense, negligible attack. Okay, so she's a purely support hero. Okay, so her trait, Sacred Heart, at the start of a wave, Sacred Winstrix applies shield to all allies for 2 turns. That's at the start of a wave. So I think like if you're using her along with Natalia, you can discard the guard set because she's going to do the same thing instead of guard set, just like Brand. Okay, so she's going to place the shield. So if you do not have a guard set on your Natalia, you can use her to get that shield because it's going to be there at every wave for 2 turns. Okay, and shield strength scales with Sacred Winstrix's max health. So she's got pretty high max base health, so her max health should be really high. So at the end of a wave, she increases the duration of all team members' positive effect by 1 turn. So that's at the end of the wave. So you have to finish the wave, and at that time, whatever positive effects you have, that's increased by 1 turn. So if she is ascended, she and resets all her ability cooldowns. That's when she is ascended. So she not only increases the turns, the duration of the positive effect, she also resets all her ability cooldown if she is ascended, which is incredible. So she is like, you just have to clear a wave and she will reset her cooldown. That's her cooldown, not others' cooldown. Okay, great. So every wave she's going in fresh. Okay, so let's look at her base ability. So you're going to, I think like this one will require a lot of focus, a lot of HP, speed, defense. That's all that you will have to concentrate on Sacred Winstrix. She's going to be a pure support hero. Deals 110% damage to an enemy, which is negligible considering her B tier attack, and applies defense down for 2 turns. If the enemy is affected by defense down, applies attack down for 2 turns. Okay, so what if before she's attacking that enemy does not have a defense down? Is she only going to place defense down? Or is it that if she is able to place that defense down, it will place the attack down? Is that how it's going to work? The language needs to be, more clarified on this one. But I think like it's going to be, she'll place the defense down, and because that defense down is there, it will place the attack down. So if you're not able to place the defense down, you will not be able to place the attack down. That's what I think it is. Okay, that's just an assumption. The language is not really clear. Okay, so let's look at a special. It heals an ally for 35% of their max health. What? 35% of their max health on her special, which is on a 3-turn cooldowns. But it's only one ally, okay, not all the allies. Gosh, I wish it was all the allies. What's wrong? Okay, anyway, removes 1 negative effects on them. That's also a good thing. So she's going to be your cleanser. Maybe in Ash Magisteria, maybe in Queen of Tides, she can be your cleanser. And applies defense up to all team members for 2 turns. Yeah, she can be a really good cleanser. And a buffer. And someone who can help you in surviving thing. So defense up on all team members for 2 turns, and this is on a 3-turn cooldown. Right. So her ultimate, it heals all team members for 30% of their max health. So she has got a skill similar to that of Rhodira, very similar to that of Rhodira. If you remember my favorite elite hero, Rhodira, she's got a skills very similar to that. Only thing is that Rhodira cannot reset her abilities, but she does pretty much the same thing this is being doing. We will quickly look at Rhodira after this, okay? Just so that I can be sure that about their special. So heals all team member by 30% of their max health, removes one negative effect on each. Oh, on everybody. So she's better than Rhodira. So she's got an cleanse on her special, and she's got a team-wide cleanse on her ultimate, and applies damage up to them for 3 turns, and this is on a 4-turn cooldown. And if you're doing mastery, then the damage up is prolonged to 3 turns. Oh, I want her. I certainly want her. I want both the epics. Okay, I want to get them. I want to test them. I want to see them, and I'm pretty sure they will be useful. Both these epics are really good. King of Casino, Oros is good. As a single target hitter, he's really, really good. If his ultimate was an AoE hitter, he would have been a massive hit. But I think like his usage will be limited to certain areas because he's got only single target skills. But the other two people, both the epics, they seem, at least on paper, they seem really good, and I'm hoping that I will be able to summon them. I'm really hoping to get these 2 epics. Okay, so if she's able to heal everybody for 30% of their max health, remove one of their negative effects, and apply damage up for 3 turns, that is if they are on mastery, okay, if you're doing mastery. If you're not got the mastery, then it is only for 2 turns, okay? So if you're able to increase the damage up for 2 turns, I can't believe it. It's just simply incredible skills, okay? She's much better than Rhodira because of this skill. So if you check out Rhodira, I think she's also here in the Sylvan Woodland. So her ultimate, it heals all team members based on this character's max health. Okay, 30% of, what a second. Is that 30% of her max health or their max health? Okay, right. So that's the difference in healing between Rhodira and Sacred Winstrex. So she's going to heal all team members based on the amount of this character's max health and applies defense up. So Rhodira does not have a cleanse here, and she only applies a defense up on all team members. But then she does not give any damage up. Whereas Sacred Winstrex's special, it heals the ally and not the caster, and removes one negative effect. Okay, so I think like Rhodira's special is a little bit better than, slightly better than Sacred Winstrex's. I think they should have given the same cleaning all the negative effect, because it only removes one negative effect and not all. Okay, but it also applies defense up to all team members, which Rhodira does on her ultimate. So compared to Rhodira, I think Sacred Winstrex is slightly better because she's giving us damage up, so she's able to increase our damage of the other allies and also keep them alive. And so I think like she is a little bit better than Rhodira, and she's obviously faster than Rhodira, and she's obviously will be able to survive better than Rhodira. So overall, I think like the new patch, the 3 heroes, even though it's only 3 heroes that they have introduced, all 3 of them are looking good, or in general, and especially the epics. I think the epics are something that we should be going after, that I would be going after, and I would be hoping that I can get those epics. I'll certainly be hoping that I get those epics, and if I get them, I will certainly be using them within the games, particularly in Ash Magisteria and in Witch of the Wind, even in other areas wherever it is possible, because Sacred Winstrex can be used anyway. Okay, it's just Timon that we can use in Queen of Tides, Witch of the Wind, and in Ash Magisteria. Right. So what do you think about the epics? What do you think about the new heroes that has been introduced by Ace? Let me know in comments. I would like to hear from you. So that's it from me for today. Until the next video, peace, love, and blessings to all of you. Bye.